Hello guys and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to talk about Plasma stablecoin, and we are going to try to understand what this project is all about, and we are going to analyze this project into the details. So let's get started. So first of all, let's go through some basic information about this project. So the price is somewhere around 0.12 US dollars, and it has gone down significantly in last 1 year or so, nearly 90%. So quite a big steep drop. The current market cap is $300 million nearly, and the fully diluted valuation, which is an important number, which is nearly $1.2 billion, so which is still quite a high and pretty huge market cap. So these are some of the basic information about this project. And Plasma is more, as I talked earlier, that stablecoin market is still restricted to cryptocurrency, and it is not possible to use stablecoins in the real world transactions right now. I mean, there is not much use cases going on right now of the stablecoins in the real world market. So this is one of the biggest concerns, and gradually stablecoin industry is trying to solve these kinds of concerns, so the industry can grow. The stablecoin industry, I mean the particular segment of crypto stablecoin I'm talking about. So that's what the idea behind this project is, but it doesn't mean that this project will succeed or fail. For that we will have to analyze the project. So let's get started, and I'm going to use chess because chess has a very common traits. Chess and investing both have very common traits, and we are going to discuss those traits to understand this project and how to analyze this project. So let's get started. So here this is my chess game played by me, and I have converted this into this chess NFT. So once you go on OpenSea and try to click here on the NFT, then you will be able to see my entire chess game, and I'm trying to analyze. I will try to analyze and apply these principles to analyze this Plasma coin. Okay, so let's get started. So here, as you can see in the white section, the first move is E3, which means conservative start, controlling the center generally. Okay, so now here the first move is E3, and basically it is more about being conservative start, because chess is more about thinking conservatively. It is more about thinking with patience. So this move is not, a move which is more about trying to be very aggressive. It's just trying to develop my PC slowly and steadily. So similarly here also you can ask a very simple conservative question for Plasma, that what economic advantage does Plasma have that competitors cannot easily replicate? Because if competitors will be able to replicate it easily, then the project will have a hard time surviving. And in stablecoin industry, I mean in the stablecoin segment, there are already lots and lots of projects popping up each and every day. So this is something which one can ask and learn from this chess game. So now let's move to the next second move, which is B3, means quiet setup, prepares development, avoids early risk. So here the second move is this B3, very quiet setup, avoids any early risk. So again, this is more like a defensive and conservative approach. Similarly here also the same approach you can apply to Plasma and ask this simple question, that if stablecoin transfers become free, which is the idea behind Plasma, to reduce the fees of stablecoin transactions, and I think they are trying to make it free only. So if stablecoin transfers become free, where does Plasma's long-term revenue come from? That's a conservative question, but this is how you slow down the process of investing in crypto, by asking conservative questions, and which is very similar to the strategy of chess, of like this move B3. Now let's move to the next. Let's go to the next move, bishop B2, BB2. The third move is that develop with care, eye on the long-term diagonal. So this is the third move, bishop B3, and developing with this bishop with care and eyeing on this very long-term diagonal. So again, this teaches us more about long-term thinking whenever you are analyzing any cryptocurrency project. So you will have to ask a question which is related with long-term approach, and you can ask the question like, what evidence suggests that stablecoin issuers will prefer plasma over existing networks. So a long-term approach is good when there are already existing platforms, and if plasma can beat those existing platforms, then only plasma has a higher chance of surviving in the longer term, because it has beaten the existing platforms which already had a hard time coming to the top. So if plasma can beat those projects, then it has a chance of surviving for a little bit of longer term. But I'm talking in terms of use cases, I'm talking in terms of the number of the users. I'm not talking in the number in form of market cap or market valuation right now, whatever the valuation is, as we discussed earlier, around 1 billion or something. I'm not talking in terms of the market cap, I'm talking in terms of the use cases and how many users they have, and will those users survive. So these kind of questions related to long-term approach can help you identify whether the project will survive in the longer term or not. So now let's go to the fourth move, and C3, bring pieces out slowly, build solid foundations. So this is the fourth move. Let's go a little bit further, and let's go now ahead in the game. So now here let's go to the 13th move. So now here the 13th move I played is bishop h3. So let's see what this teaches us. The 13th move, bh3, developed with a plan, not for short-term game, which is quite fair. So this is more about developing my bishop with a plan, and you will see the plan, because once I push this pawn here, the bishop will be very powerful. So this is a plan, and this is not something which is pretty short term, this is a pretty long term thing. So similarly here also, you will have to think long term whenever you are analyzing a project like plasma. So you can ask a long term question like what percentage of or you can ask a question like how much transaction volume is required before the network becomes self-sustaining. So if the network is self-sustaining, then only the product has higher odds of surviving in the longer term. For example, Coca-Cola is a self-sustaining product because the core product, the Coca-Cola, which is a core product, the drink itself has never changed. The formula is same since last 100 years or so. So the formula is same, the product has not changed. So if the product doesn't need to change and it already is being used by millions of people, then you can say that that product has become self-sustaining. Or you can have another example of Bitcoin is simply a self-sustaining stuff. It's a self-sustaining protocol, right? So similarly here also, how much, you can ask a conservative question like how much or you can say a long-term question like how much transaction volume is required before the network becomes self-sustaining. So this is a pretty long-term question, just like this move. This move allows bishop to come into the game, and it's going to have a pretty long-term benefit. That's why this 13th move developed the bishop bh3 with a plan and not for the short-term game. This is what it teaches us. Now let's move forward with the next move. So here the 14th move. Here the 14th move is f4. As you can see now here also, if you read the 14th move, prepare the break when only the position is stable. So here it's a stable position. That's why the break. Now let's go ahead a little bit in the game and let's try to understand. Now here the pawn is pushed to g5, so let's see. G5 is the move number 17, is the move g5. Now let's go forward to the move number 24, knight h6. Let's try to go there and try to understand this project. So it says 24 move knight h6, activate when opportunity arises, not before. So let's try to go here, captures like this, and then here, as you can see, the move number 24, knight h6 check, and it says that activate your knight when the opportunity arises. Similarly here also, now this is if you see this move number 24, then it is a quite a long-term approach. If you see, then how many moves knight played. So this was the first move, then after a few moves knight goes here back, then goes here, and then it goes there and tries to capture the rook. So again, if you see, then this opportunity came after a pretty long maneuvering of the knight. So again, this was a pretty long-term approach, and it was a pretty long-term planning which through which we were able to execute this knight h6 check, and then gradually we'll be able to capture this rook, because this rook has 5 points and this knight has only 3 points. So this is going to be a very beneficial trade for me. So the overall point is to understand the reality that it takes long-term planning, it takes long-term approach. So similarly here also you can ask a very long-term question, that why won't Ethereum layer 2 simply absorb Plasma's target market? Because there are so many layer 2 protocols going on right now. For example, Optimism is also Ethereum based, and there are many projects which are Ethereum based or layer 2, and they also provide this stable coin related infrastructure, or even these stablecoin projects can be integrated very effortlessly into those blockchains as well. So you can ask this conservative long-term question, that if those layer 2 projects will target the market of Plasma, then will this project survive in the longer term? That's a question which one must ask. So again, this is what our NFT teaches us. Now let's move forward and let's go to the knight takes f7, convert advantage carefully, 25th move, avoid complications. So queen b2, 26 move, stay active, keep the pressure with patience. So let's go. So here knight takes f7, b4, queen goes back to e2, so now b2. So now the thing is that, as you can read here on the 26th move, that queen b2 stays active, keep pressure with patience. So this keeps the pressure here on this diagonal. Also it supports this entire line, because this queen and rook of black are pretty powerful. So again, this is keeping the pressure, and this has been done with extreme patience. So as you can see in the 26th move, that stays active, keeps the pressure with patience. On the 26th move, queen b2, as you can see. So that's the thing here. So again, you can see that you need patience whenever you are analyzing these kind of projects. A lot of people become very hasty, they become very indulge into the ideas of the project, and these ideas are pretty mesmerizing. That's understandable, but you have to be patient. You'll have to show patience to yourself, and you can ask conservative questions. You can ask a patientful conservative question like, what evidence show genuine demand from businesses, institutions, or payment providers? Because ultimately, if you are specifically targeting stable coins market, then definitely payment providers are going to be your key target customers. So how many big payment providers are using this technology or this blockchain, or who are the big institutions who are using this network, or which are the businesses which has integrated this project, and are they going to survive in the longer term? So again, you need patience before you ask this kind of questions, and that's the reason why this move 26 queen b2, as you can see in our NFT, teaches us that stay active, keep the pressure with patience, just like this move. Now let's move forward with the game. Now let's go into the end part of the game. Queen d4, 34th move, maintains pressure, keeps opponent passive. 35th move, rook takes b4, rook a4, rook activity, control important files. and 37 king c2, king safety avoids all the risk. So let's go to the move 37, king c2, as you can see here. Now if you see, then here in the end part of this game there is this rook check given by my opponent, but I am simply putting a king here on the c2 square, and basically as you can see on the 37th move, king to safety avoids all the risks. So here also, as you can see on the 37th move, king c2, it avoids basically all the risks, and I'm just moving to a safer square because now my king can come here and be a little bit safe. It can run away on this entire path, so it can be a little bit safer. So king to safety avoids all the risks. Similarly, when you ask these kinds of conservative questions, these kind of pessimistic questions, you basically try to avoid the risk. You avoid unnecessary risk associated with cryptocurrency projects. And now you have to be a little bit more cautious, because in last 1 year the price has gone down up to 90%. So one has to be extra cautious, if you personally ask me. So now you can ask a conservative question to control the risk, something like that: how concentrated is network activity among a small number of large users? If you know large users are there but the number is very small, then it can be a little bit risky for the long term growth, for the long term sustainability of the project. You can also ask another risk related question, that what percentage of activity would remain if incentives were removed. For example, right now if somebody is getting any kind of incentive for doing activity on the project, then if those incentives are removed, then will they still continue because they love the product so much, because of the use case of the product? Will they still continue? So these are the risk associated questions. So as you can see in the 37th move in our NFT, king to safety, avoid all the risks. So basically this is more about king to safety, like this move avoids all the risks. Now here on the 38th move, rook a8 check, trade material when winning, stay safe. So this is one of the simplest of the very basic strategies of the track, that chess, sorry, that whenever you can trade something, you trade, because when you are materially up, I have one rook extra, as you can see here. I have one rook extra here. So when I have one rook extra, then I should definitely go for the trade. So it is more of a safer approach, because now you just try to capitulate everything and you just move to the end part of the game, because you're already extra material. So here, as I have extra material, so I played this check, and now if you will be assuming that if he captures, then what? So if he captures, then I will also capture his rook, because now the rook is not supported. So again, this shows that as shown in our NFT, that trade the material when winning, stay safe. So here also it is more about, after rook a8 check on the 38th move, I will simply go and trade this, and I'm trying to be a little bit safer. Similarly, when you ask conservative questions, you try to stay safe and you try to find safer projects. That's what the core idea is, because if your questions are not fulfilled, I mean the answers are not given to your right questions, then you can stay safe. You can be away from the bad projects. Again, I'm not saying that this project will succeed or not, nobody knows that, but the point is that you can ask the questions and stay safe. So you can also ask here a question to stay safe is that, what are the most realistic technical failure scenarios for Plaza, and how severe would they be? What kind of technical glitches, technical failures would Plaza have? So this is something which you can ask, and this kind of questions can keep you safe if there is any kind of black swan event, or if there is some kind of technical failures in the project. So again, this is what it teaches us. Now let's go to the 48th move, queen b4, stay active, keep small advantage. 41st move, improve position, wait for opponent mistakes, and queen a7 check, keep pressure, wait for the win. So here the last move is queen a7 check, and after that my opponent resigned, because now wherever he goes, let's assume king goes here, then also it is not going to be easy for him, and because I'm pretty much a rook up, so I will just capture it and I'll try to checkmate him, and it's going to be, that's the only result that is going to come. And unfortunately my opponent also lost on the time basically, so I won this game. But here also keep pressure on the 41st move. As you can see, this move queen a7 check, or this move was also about, you know, keeping the pressure on the king. So once the rook comes here, it would be very hard for the king to avoid any kind of, you know, checkmate. So that's why this was the move, more about keeping the pressure. And again, this was also, you know, just trying to utilize what I have achieved so far, trying to take advantage of all the compounding efforts of each and every move. Similarly here also, the compounding effect of conservative questions create value. If you ask just one compounding question, one compounding conservative question, five compounding conservative questions, then it might not be enough. You have to ask 15, because now you have asked 15 negative pessimistic questions. So now you can filter the negatives of the project more effectively, and you will be able to understand better the long-term aspects of the project. I am not talking about the plasma, I am talking about each and every cryptocurrency project which you try to analyze when in the future as well. So you can also ask another question like, what fundamental reason would cause demand for the token to increase over the next 5 to 10 years? So these are some of the questions which you can ask, and this is what chess teaches us. This is what our NFT collection teaches us about, you know, asking conservative questions. So I hope that you guys loved this content, you guys enjoyed this analysis of plasma token, and if you want to buy this NFT, or if then I will put the link in the description for this NFT. And if you want to join my Telegram community, I will also put the link in the description for my Telegram community. I will see you in the next video, guys. Till then, take care, bye bye, and do like the video if you really enjoyed this content.